Afternoon, everyone, and welcome to my kitchen. It's very warm, and that's probably why no one's here. So if anyone's going to join, just made my tea, which is lovely, but it's a warm one, people. Everybody's out. Oh, lovely! Someone's joined me. That's always nice. Yeah, a few people joining. It's a warm one. I don't know what the temperature's like where everyone is, but I've just looked at the thermometer here and it's very hot. That's what it says. So I think it's about 30 here. But I think if I've got people on from West Country, I think it's warmer there. So anyway, so we're going to talk today very topically about, I thought it might be a bit warm. I hope that means the weather's baking, that you're not baking. You're not rustling up a Victoria sponge as we speak. So we're going to talk about what can we do? Can we help ourselves at all in the very hot weather? Can we work from home and try and cool ourselves down a little bit? So there's a couple of things that we can do. So we'll talk about them. So just make a cup of tea there. That's nice. I've got a question though, because it's so sunny. I thought I'd relate my question to sun. And my question today is, what city in the world has the most hours of sun a year? That's it. So the most hours of sun a year. Not necessarily the hottest place, but the most hours of sun. And it's a city, but even if we get country, we'll be doing quite well. I might give a clue out a bit later if we're struggling. But the place in the world that has the most hours of sun a day, of sun, of sun. I just want to clarify that, yeah, not of darkness, of sun. I'll let you have another go, Clara. It's definitely not Sweden. It's definitely not Sweden. There's a lot of snow there. So anyway. While Clara's spinning her globe, I'll have a talk about some of the things that we can do. So bizarrely, this week I've been having some double glazing fitted, and so I thought I'd talk about windows first. So this morning at one point there was no window in my lounge. It's quite big, and whilst you kind of go, wow, that's good, that gets a bit of air in. Of course, that is about the worst thing to do, really, to open all the windows. So it's kind of a little bit counterintuitive, but what you want to do is keep your windows open at night if you can, and pull your curtains in the day with the window shut, so you kind of trap the cold air in. If you do have your windows open, it's best to have blinds down or curtains shut, so that will cool it. But what we tend to do is just open windows. So ideally, no windows open, because unless you've got air conditioning, then you're laughing. But we don't really do that in the UK very well. Dress for the weather. There's a couple of things here. I mean, obviously, I'm just wearing a t-shirt, but I often do. But one of the things that we can really help is nothing on our feet. So no slippers, no socks, nothing. Just barefoot will help. Maybe flip-flops, maybe around the house. Don't know how tidy your house is. There might be bits of Lego everywhere, which could be a bit dangerous. So we don't want to tread on those. But bare feet is better. Other silly little things that we might be able to do. A hot water bottle can become quite a good friend, because what you can do is you can fill it up with water and freeze it overnight, and then you can just kind of keep it with you. You can use it like a hot water bottle, but a freezing water bottle. So you can have that, wrap it in a towel, otherwise you might burn yourself, but wrap it in a tea towel or something like that. But that might work. That whole thing about windows, bizarrely, a lot of people go out and buy a fan, but I think we all know from experience that doesn't work, and yet we still go out and buy a fan. So I'm not saying don't get a fan, but what I'm saying is maybe freeze a small bottle of water. Just buy a bottle of water, freeze it, and then kind of strap it onto the fan. So it's kind of like DIY aircon. That's kind of known as. So fan and ice water and blow it out. Not just a fan. So if you're not going to put cold water on your fan, don't turn the fan on, because you're just blowing hot air around, really. Like I said, windows wide at night. Trying to avoid drinking lots of caffeine. Hot drinks, bizarrely, now a lot of people kind of go, tea, very good for you, cools you down. Quite a British thing, I think. But funnily enough, warm milk will help you sleep. I mean, you won't be working at night, but warm milk will help you sleep. And if you put a pinch of cinnamon in it as well, but warm milk can often help you sleep, which is quite nice. During the day, it's obvious, but drink water. So hydrate as much as you can. And linked to that, you can eat a wee bit better. That's why things like salads, we do eat salads in the hot weather, but people go, oh, it's just because it's hot kind of thing. But things like celery, lettuce, cucumber, high in water as well. And so bizarrely, those foods will help you rehydrate as well. So those kind of salad foods are good. Well, it's not funny. My son's got corona at the moment, but so obviously his mum's having to self-isolate. And so she did all her weekly shop because she had to do it all online, just kind of one hit. And I kind of spoke to him and I said, have you had your dinner? And he went, yeah, I had casserole. And casserole, not the dinner of choice this week, really. But obviously, when you've got the food, you haven't got a lot of choice. Other little things, you can put ice on your pulse points. That's quite good. So whether that be, that might be feet, that might be wrists. It could be on the temples, but any pulse point, little ice, little cold water, that can kind of help quite a lot. Cold flannel just on the back of the neck. A friend of mine actually posted a picture of a dog on Sunday on social media, and they had like a damp tea towel over him. He was just like laid out on the sofa, so that kind of helped. There are probably going to be loads of dog people telling me that's a bad thing to do, but so if you can't just put something on it, just get up. If you feel yourself getting hot, run your wrist under cold taps. That can help. That's a good tip for nerves as well if you're presenting. That's always worthwhile. Just to cool yourself down, calm yourself down. Sit at a table, work at a table. I think here we kind of go, oh, now where can I work? Oh, it's so hot. I can't work here. I can't work there. But sit at a table, laptops on knees is just a massive no-no. So don't put your laptop on your knees because you'll get hot. Your body will get hotter. So ideally work at a table. Particularly if you're fortunate enough, if you've got like a mesh chair as well, that let air go through, stuff like that. Don't leave your machine plugged in constantly to the charger, because if you go at the end of this and you feel your charger, if it has been plugged in, you'll feel that it's very hot. So just be careful with that. So unplug those chargers. If you can, maybe try and work slightly different things, what slightly different hours. If you can, maybe work earlier and maybe work later. And I don't know what it's like where everyone is, but it gets absolutely roasting about 3 o'clock where I am. So that seems to be the hottest point of the day from about 2 till 5, something like that. So if you can work at different times, and I'm aware that's tricky with clients that we've all got and things like that. Sometimes, and I would imagine everybody on this call has said before, it's actually cooler out than it is in. Well, my recommendation there would be go out. If it is, I try and avoid working out. That's a bit of a rookie mistake to think, oh, it's cooler out than in, I'll go outside, and you're trying to sit in a deck chair and work and there's glaring off the laptop. So you might go out just to cool, maybe sit down, have a cold drink or something like that for 20 minutes and then come back. And whilst this might not be the greenest solution, it could be, do you know what? Just drive somewhere for 20 minutes. Your house might not have air conditioning, but the likelihood is your car will. So that can sometimes just cool you down. We can't always change the weather, but there's certain things that we can do that will help us at home. Definitely stay hydrated. Think about keeping the place as cool as you can. So almost trap the cool air in, which we don't always do. We tend to throw open windows to kind of trap the cool air, and I do particularly like that. Tie a bottle of ice to your fan, and that's like cheap air conditioning. But that does work as well, which is a wee bit weird. So just a few tips that will maybe make it more comfortable. I can't turn the temperature down, but does anybody else want to guess? You can have another guess, Clara, if you want, about what place in the world has the most hours of sunshine annually. So across the year, what place has the most hours of sunshine annually? It's a place In Arizona. Oh, Clara, Egypt's a very good guess. It's a very good guess, but it's actually in the US. It's actually in Arizona. And the only reason I know this place is because there's a film with the name of the place in the title. And the film is the 310 to Yuma. And the place is Yuma, Yuma, has the most hours of sun annually, and on average has 11 hours of sun every day of the year. Temperatures top over 40 degrees apparently for over 100 days a year as well. So very hot. So we've just got 3 or 4 days. The people of Yuma had that for 11 hours or over 100 days a year. Anyway, stay cool out there, and I will see you next week. Have a good day. Cheers, guys.